Ezra 2. These now are the people of the province who came from those captive exiles King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon had deported to Babylon. They returned to Jerusalem and Judah, each to his own town. They came with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Sariah, Realiah, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mabspar, Bigvai, Rehum, and Bana. The number of Israelite men included Parashah's descendants, 2,172, Shephatiah's descendants, 372, Era's descendants, 775, Pahath Moab's descendants, Jeshua's and Joab's descendants, 2,812, Elam's descendants, 1,254, Zattu's descendants, 945, Zakkai's descendants, 760, Bani's descendants, 642, Bebai's descendants, 623, Azgad's descendants, 1,222, Adonikim's descendants, 666, Bigvai's descendants, 2,056, Aidan's descendants, 454, Ader's descendants of Hezekiah, 98, Bezai's descendants, 323, Jorah's descendants, 112, Hashem's descendants, 223, Gibar's descendants, 95, Bethlehem's people, 123, Netophah's men, 56, Anathoth's men, 128, Asmath's people, 42, Kiriathrim's, Shephirah's, and Beeroth's people, 743, Ramah's and Geba's people, 621, Mikmah's men, 122, Bethel's and Ai's men, 223, Nebo's people, 52, Magbish's people, 156, the other Elam's people, 1,254, Haram's people, 320, Lod's, Hadid's, and Ono's people, 725, Jericho's people, 345, Sinah's people, 3,630. The priests included Jediah's descendants of the house of Jeshua, 973, Immer's descendants, 1,052, Pashar's descendants, 1,247, and Haram's descendants, 1,017. The Levites included Jeshua's and Kadmiel's descendants from Hodaviah's descendants. The singers included Asaph's descendants. The gatekeepers' descendants included Shallum's descendants, Ader's descendants, Talmon's descendants, Akib's descendants, Hatita's descendants, Shobi's descendants, in all. The temple servants included Zihai's descendants, Hasupha's descendants, Taboeth's descendants, Caro's descendants, Sihah's descendants, Padan's descendants, Lebanon's descendants, Hagabah's descendants, Akub's descendants, Hagab's descendants, Shalmai's descendants, Hanan's descendants, Giddel's descendants, Gahar's descendants, Rea's descendants, Rezin's descendants, Nakoda's descendants, Gazim's descendants, Uzzah's descendants, Pasaiah's descendants, Besai's descendants, Anna's descendants, Miniram's descendants, Nashurum's descendants, Bakbuk's descendants, Hakufah's descendants, Harhur's descendants, Basluth's descendants, Mahita's descendants, Harsh's descendants, Barko's descendants, Sisera's descendants, Tima's descendants, Naziah's descendants, and Hadaphah's descendants. The descendants of Solomon's servants included Sotai's descendants, Hasarphureth's descendants, Perudah's descendants, Jalah's descendants, Darkon's descendants, Giddel's descendants, Shephatiah's descendants, Hatil's descendants, Pakareth Hasabaim's descendants, and Ami's descendants, all the servants of the descendants of Solomon's servants. The following are those who came from Tel Milah, Tel Harsha, Cherub, Aden, and Immer, but were unable to prove that their ancestral families and their lineage were Israelite. Delaiah's descendants, Tobiah's descendants, Nakoda's descendants, and from the descendants of the priests, the descendants of Hokabiah, the descendants of Hakaz, the descendants of Barzillai, who had taken a wife from the daughters of Barzillai, the Gileadite who had bore their name. These searched for their entries in the genealogical records, but they could not be found, so they were disqualified from the priesthood. The governor ordered them not to eat the most holy things until there was a priest who could consult the Urim and Thummim. The whole combined assembly numbered 42,360, not including their 7,337 male and female servants and their 200 male and female singers. They had 736 horses, 245 mules, 435 camels, and 6,720 donkeys. After they arrived at the Lord's house in Jerusalem, some of the family heads gave freewill offerings for the house of God in order to have it rebuilt on its original site. Based on what they could give, they gave 61,000 gold coins, 6,250 pounds of silver, and 100 priestly garments to the treasury for the project. The priests, Levites, singers, gatekeepers, temple servants, and some of the people settled in their town, and the rest of Israel settled in their towns.